Welcome back. This is episode number 8, and I got a Mrs. Dash turkey burrito for you today. So we're going to start with 1 red bell pepper, some onion, poblano pepper, garlic. You know I love my herbs, so I have some oregano, thyme, and cilantro. Also, thank you for all your support so far, and I hope you enjoy this video. Here I have some chipotle peppers that I got this in a can, and it was actually with adobo sauce. Some fresh ground black pepper, adobo seasoning, as well as my Mrs. Dash. You know I love Mrs. Dash. This one is the table blend, and then I also have the extra spicy. I'm actually going to be using 3 types of Mrs. Dash in this recipe today. So this is the first 2. And 3 pounds of ground turkey. Now the seeds, these are whole chipotle peppers inside the can, so the seeds and everything is still in there. So it can be a little spicy, so if you want to, you can take the seeds out first before you chop them up. But I like my spice, and I put in only 2 in 3 pounds of meat. I think, the spice level here is not going to be that bad at all. Some oil in the pan, and we're going to heat up our turkey. Add our seasoning. That's the Mrs. Dash as well as the adobo all-purpose seasoning, as well as the black pepper, and there's some chopped chipotle pepper. Now while that's starting to cook down, I'm going to get my other ingredients start to slice up. I'm just showing you real quickly how to remove the seeds and the vines of bell pepper. And of course you could use any kind of bell pepper you like. Green, yellow, orange, red. And on the other side here, the screen, we have the poblano pepper. I already seeded that one. Now poblano peppers, I don't find them that spicy. They do have a little kick, but if you want to leave the seeds in it, of course you can, but I just remove the seeds. I didn't feel like having seeds in the way. Our onion. I'm just going to quickly chop this up as well. I hope everyone has been enjoying the video so far. Last week I did miss posting. I had some issues in my house that I had to take care of. A little bit out of my control, but we're back on track today. So I'm just add this to my bell peppers and put that off to the side. And I'm going to do with my garlic. Now, my husband did send me a little helpful tip of garlic. He did notice it. I was struggling with the garlic peel. I did know this tip about smashing the garlic while it's still on the skin. It helps it peel off a little bit easier. I did know this. But I tend to get up very early in the morning to do these videos. So my brain is still half in the bed and half on coffee. So sometimes I forget the most simplest of things. So yeah, but yeah, since he pointed that out in my last video, I figured I'd do it this time around. Now I'm gonna get all my fresh herbs together. I'm starting with my oregano. I didn't really measure how much oregano and how much thyme and cilantro I did, but it's about a half a pack because I get these bunches in these plastic packs at the supermarket. So I did about a half a pack, but by the time I chop up everything, I am going to measure it out. And that's my fresh cilantro. Of course, if you cannot find some of these herbs, especially like the oregano, the thyme, fresh at your supermarket, you could also get it dried. Or if it's something that you know you're not going to use often, you can also get it dry, so that way you always have it on hand. Now, by the time I cut up all those herbs, I did have 1 cup of herbs to add to my ground meat. And we already start cooking down, so I'm going to add the chopped herbs, my bell peppers, onions, and garlic. And I'm gonna start letting this cook down. And then on the right side, you're gonna see that it's pretty much done now on that side. That's what it should look like by the time it's done. Now this is the bowl of my rice cooker, one of my favorite things. So I'm gonna use some olive oil, parboiled rice, tomato bouillon, black beans. I actually found a can of organic low sodium black beans. 2 bay leaves. Again, you could use that fresh or dried, and since I don't use it often, I did use the dry kind. And 3/4 of a cup of water. Now, depending on the type of rice you use, I'm using parboiled, but you may want to use basmati or jasmine. You're gonna have to alter the water, as well as if you're using it on the stove top versus a rice cooker, you may also have to alter the water. I said this in a video before, I always drop my water by 1/4 of a cup for the rice cooker. Now I'm gonna make some chipotle mayonnaise. So this is 1 cup of mayonnaise. The rest of those chipotle peppers that I had in the can, which came up to about 3/4 of a cup, 1/3 of a cup, sorry. And that was de-seeded. I decided to de-seed it for this one. So it won't be too spicy. Not everybody in my household likes a lot of spice. And again, my Mrs.Dash, my favorite thing in the world. So that one is their Fiesta Lime seasoning. I love Mrs.Dash. Hey, Mrs.Dash, you want to sponsor a chick? I'm just saying, I love your stuff. So I'm gonna just mix that all together and put it off to the side. I'm gonna leave it refrigerated. Now, because this is a burrito, so it's gonna be like wrapped up tight, and I'm using mayonnaise, I am going to use my filling and put them on sheet pans and refrigerate them until they are completely cool. Why am I doing this? So that way we don't get sick. I want to make sure my filling is completely cooled because of the mayo, and because I'm wrapping it up tight, it's not going to get a chance to really cool down if it's wrapped up tight. Even if I put it in a refrigerator, it's not going to get a chance to cool down properly. So I want to make sure that my filling are completely cool before I wrap it up into the burrito tortillas. So that's the rice and beans. Just make sure to spread it out. And there's my ground meat. Now I just took these out of the fridge. As you can see, there's no smoke coming off of them. I put them in the fridge. It took about an hour. As they were in the fridge, I just left them uncovered and I kept going there and stirring it up just to make sure to rotate so that way the heat can escape. Now I'm using about a tablespoon per burrito. And this is a giant flour tortilla. That's for burritos, but it's a giant flour tortilla that I'm using. It actually said grande on, like jumbo grande or something on the package. And I'm using 3/4 of a cup of each of my filling. I'm gonna start with the rice and beans on the bottom because it's drier and it's gonna help absorb. If you're wondering why I'm layering it this way, this is why. The meat has a little bit more moisture, and that rice being on the bottom layer is going to help absorb some of that moisture to make sure that my burrito can hold its shape better and don't just fall apart when I pick it up out of the platter. Because this is pre-portioned, so I'm doing it for about, I think I got about 4 days or 5 days worth of burritos in this. So I think I got about 8 burritos total, because it's for me and my husband. So I'm folding the bottom first, then bring it in the sides, almost like an envelope, and just wrapping it up really tight. I'm going to show you this again. I know it's quick. I did this kind of quick. I'm going to show you one more time so that way you can kind of see. And then I'm going to put it directly into my portion container with the flap side down. Okay, perfectly sealed. Nice and ready to go. Again, put down some of the mayo. Use an offset spatula or a spoon if you don't have an offset spatula to spread that out. Put down my first layer, which is the rice and beans. My second layer would be the ground turkey. And then I'm folding out the part of the tortilla that is closest to me. You can add as much cheese as you want. This is actually a 3-blend cheese that I found. Fold that part first and then fold in your sides. And kind of tuck everything in. Try to make sure all your filling is all the way in. And just pull it tight. It takes some practice. I've been doing this for a long time, so it takes some practice. But once you get it done, you'll be wrapping burritos like a pro. And that's a profile of the filling there, looking all lovely and delicious. And I got some of my wraps and everything. Now that everything is already cool, my filling and everything is already cool, I just put my cover on them and put them right in the fridge. Hi, thank you again for watching. This is episode number 8. I'm doing burritos. Yes, I am doing some burritos. So hopefully you enjoy, and don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. And I know I promised a robe last time, but I found I crocheted this about 2 years ago. It's raccoon ears. I love these things. It's an 50 scarf with raccoon ears, and I made it myself. I'm sorry, but my husband looked at me, he's like, you're such a nerd. And what? I'm proud. And okay, so I'll see you next week. Don't forget to share. Thanks. Bye.